Hello dear students, how are you? Today we are going to talk about absorption of water and mineral salts. Please follow up with me in worksheet 8. In this video we are going to discuss this objective. Deduce that water and dissolved mineral salts are absorbed by the root hairs and they constitute the crude sap. Remember, the nutritive needs of plants include sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and mineral salts. Ali offered his friend Samer a bouquet of flowers. Samer loved the flowers and wanted to keep them fresh longer, so he put them in a pot containing soil. After a day, the flowers died, despite the presence of all nutritional needs of the plants. Why do you think did that happen? Although the flowers had water, sunlight, mineral salts, and carbon dioxide, the flowers died. Remember, the different parts of the plants are the flower, the leaf, the stem, and the roots. Water and mineral salts are absorbed by the plant's root from the soil. The root is the part of the plant that is present under the soil, and it absorbs water and mineral salt. When observing the roots with a magnifier, we notice the presence of small hair-like structures called root hairs. So these small hair-like structures, as you see here, these structures are present in the roots of the plant and they are called root hairs. So our question is, which structure of the root is responsible for the absorption of water and mineral salts? To answer this question, we performed the following experiment. We have two flowers put in two test tubes containing oil and water. Please observe the position of absorbing hairs. What do you notice? Do they have the same position? No. In the first plant, the absorbing hairs of the root are present on the oil, while in the second plant, they are present in the water. Question 1. Pose the problem studied in this experiment. What is the question asked in order to perform this experiment? What did we ask? We asked which structure of the roots is responsible for the absorption of water and mineral salts. Formulate the tested hypothesis. What could be the answer of this question? What do you think? Predict the answer. You can say, hypothesis, the absorbing hairs are responsible for the absorption of water and mineral salts. For this experiment, indicate the manipulated variable or independent variable and the responding variable or the dependent variable. Before you answer, remember, what do we mean by manipulated variable? It is the different condition between the two setups of the experiment. What is the responding variable? It is the result affected by the presence of manipulated variable. So now please observe this figure. What is the difference between the two flowers? What do you notice here? What do we have? What is the difference? Here we have the absorbing hairs or the root hairs are present in the oil, while in this case they are present in the water. So the manipulated variable is the position of absorbing hairs. What is the responding variable? What was affected by the change of the position of absorbing hairs? Here, what is affected? Observe the figure, please. What was affected? The freshness of the flower. So here, the responding variable is the freshness of the flowers. What are the procedures followed in this experiment? Write the procedure of this experiment. Pour the same amount of water in two identical tubes. Add the same amount of oil to both tubes. Name the two tubes. Immerse the root hairs of plant A in the oil and the end of the root without hairs in water. Immerse the root hairs of plant B in water and the end of the root without hairs in the oil, as you see in the figure. Observe the results after a few days. Complete the table below. Here we have plant A and plant B. We must write the position of absorbing hairs in plant A and plant B and the state of plant at the end of the experiment. Here, this is the experiment. What is the position of absorbing hairs in plant A? This is plant A. Where are the absorbing hairs present? They are present where? In the oil. Where are the absorbing hairs of plant B present? Observe the figure, please. Where are they present? In the water. What happened to plant A at the end of the experiment? What is the state of a plant A at the end of the experiment? It fades. What about plant B? What happened to it? Observe it, please. It stays alive. So here, compare the position of the absorbing hairs in setup A to that in setup B. Here we have the position of absorbing hairs in plant A and B. In plant A, the absorbing hairs are in oil, while in plant B, the absorbing hairs are in water. So we say the absorbing hairs in setup A are in oil, while in setup B, they are in the water. We use the term of comparison while when we have no values. Compare the freshness of the flower in each setup. Here we have the state of the flower. Which one is fresh? Flower A fades, so it's not fresh, while flower B stays alive, so it is fresh. So the answer is flower B is more fresh than flower A. What do you conclude from that? Flower A, in which the absorbing hairs are in oil, fades and dies, while flower B, in which the absorbing hairs are in water, stays alive. What does that indicate? Which part of the root was responsible for the absorption of water and mineral salts? In which case water was absorbed? When the absorbing hairs were present in the water. So in case B, the absorbing hairs were able to absorb water and mineral salts from the water, and thus the plant stays alive. So here we conclude absorbing hairs are responsible for the absorption of water and mineral salts. So what is absorbed from the soil? The absorbing hairs absorb water and mineral salts. What do water and mineral salts form? Water and mineral salts absorbed by the root hairs of the plant constitute the crude sap, which means they form the crude sap. So what is the composition of the crude sap? It is composed from the water and mineral salts absorbed from the soil. Justify why these hairs are described as absorbing. Why do we call them absorbing hairs? Go back to their function. What do? They absorb the water and mineral salts from the soil. Thus, they are called absorbing. So the word absorbing describes their function because they absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. What do we call the phenomenon of entrance of water and mineral salts through the absorbing hairs? What is this process called? It's called absorption. So it is the absorption of water and mineral salts. Complete the figure, please, using these words. We have water and mineral salts and crude sap. Where are the water and mineral salts present? They are present in the soil. What is the crude sap? It is the water and mineral salt absorbed from the soil. What is the phenomenon of entry of water and mineral salts into the plant? It is absorption. What structure of the plant is responsible for absorption? Through which structure does absorption take place? The absorbing hairs. As a homework, please underline and study number 5C, 6, and 7 in worksheet 8. Do the experiment observed in this video. Thank you for watching and good luck.